Good evening. Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your metal market wrap-up for this Monday, and we're now on the 23rd of November, 2020, 5:55 p.m. Central Time. And believe me, these metal markets look terrible. Look at how the gold keeps sinking away, the silver. Now, they're not down under the worst case numbers, but they're certainly not in good shape here. We just saw the stock market take off tonight as the GSA has been given permission by the Trump administration to start briefing the president-elect's team as they come in. To me, that's the sign that the president is finally capitulating, doing the right thing, getting the transition team in place. What's the big deal? He can go on with his fights, but I don't think that most people think his fights are going to win anything for him in terms of the election. You're pretty flat as you take a look right now in the energy markets. The bonds and the notes, down a little bit. Grains have still been strong, but we're talking about the metals here, and the dollar rallied today as foreign currencies waffled. That's the best thing I can tell you. When you look at a weekly chart of closes, and I will take away where we're at so far, this is how we looked coming into the week. There was nothing pretty there. We were down $13 for the week. We're dropped today a whopping another amount, $37. So the market is getting hit, coming down here on a weekly area chart of closes. But let's go to the bar chart and see what that shows. The important thing is the market had been holding this level. I think it wanted to see what kind of stops are under here. If I'm an algo and I can program this, what is under this? Can we trigger anything? And the market certainly did. It didn't do a gap. It worked its way down through that throughout the day, and that's the important thing. This is where you're at as of tonight. When we look at the chart pattern, you have lower highs, lower lows. That is bearish. And the market was that way without today, you could see. And if you take out the pattern through here, you had at this point the possibility it was going to all kick in today, and there you are. It did, because you had to get through, and I'm going to point this out to you one more time. This is an outside day to the upside. What is my trading rule on that? It's my own rule. Doesn't mean it's going to work. I've learned over the years that if you take out the low of that day within 2 trading sessions, the odds are very strong the market's going to make a run at the lower Bollinger Band. Boom, or the closest moving average. It'll be one of the two, the closest of. The market starts coming down, as you can see, and today it falls apart. I think you'd agree with me. We've had our break off of that number. Okay. Here's the moving averages for you. You're under them. So the only one left is the 200 if you want to go there. Where's the Bollinger Band? It's right here. And if you attended my live webinar today, I'm pretty certain I said it is time to come out of those positions. The first challenge of a Bollinger Band is where you come out of those positions. That does not mean I'm bullish. It means that is where you take money off the table. You can drop stops down on remaining parts, but if you were sitting next to me and paying me a couple of $1,000s for a day to sit here with me and me teach you these things, that would be one of them that I would teach you. And from that, you would walk away saying, Ira said whenever that happens, that's where I take money off the table. Kaboom. And that's what I think you had to do with that. That doesn't mean you're not ready to sell the market on rallies, but now you have money in your pocket and you're not worried you come down like this and get one of these moves where now you're paralyzed in the market. When you come to the slow stochastics, they're oversold. So to me at least, the combination of oversold to the lower band, that's all I'm looking for. I am not looking for prices to go to $1,500. They could, but I'm not looking for that under this formation on the chart. In the gold-silver ratio, I see the battleground, and so do you. It's the red line, the 18-day average of closes. This is an area chart of the close between the difference, and it's just stuck here in the 77 level right now. When I come to the silver market, I think it's caught in what I call a pipe, this sideways action. I like when it's a lot if you will, narrower than this, but I can't get away from what it's doing. I would not be surprised that you challenge the lower Bollinger Band. You could even get under it like you did here and get thrown back the other way. I don't think this market has legs outside of the Bollinger Band yet, one way or the other. Why? You're not embedded. If you embed and if you get under that, I'll change my attitude like this. But until that occurs, the probabilities, that's all I look at, are the strong probabilities. Are the market's going to try to find support here and not try to get under that break low at that point? Could it? It certainly could. Is there anything bullish on this chart? Nothing. It's oversold. Maybe that's the only thing that's friendly to the market, is it's oversold. But that doesn't mean there's reasons to be bullish, okay? Copper, the first challenge of an upper Bollinger Band is often where a market gets a pullback from. And that's exactly what it's done. But it has a history of doing this over and over. I'm not telling you anything that's not clear if you know what to look for. The second thing I look for right here is the market beginning the process of getting out of an overbought condition, overbought, and trying to do what I call locking in. Locking in is where you get the slow stochastic numbers. They're called a K and a D line. The whole difference between them is that one has 3 days of data, one has 5. My Bollinger Bands might be a little different than yours. After talking to George Linn, I learned a secret that he gave me, and I employed it, and he was the developer of this. I'm going to just stay with what I've got at this point in time. And some people ask, why do my numbers not completely match theirs? I'm telling you, I got it from the master. He developed it. I'll stay with it, and it has served me absolutely beautiful. And I don't think he gave me a different secret. I had a gentleman that did break it down and figure it out, in fact, and he was right on the money. So it's whatever it is. But if you have our charting software, your numbers will match exactly mine. The concept is the same whether you're using somebody else's or not. I prefer you use mine, and then you get this. But the pattern is one of lower low, higher high. Wait a little bit on it, okay? Let the market embed. If it embeds, you know what I'm going to tell you. I think we're going even higher than this. And by the way, it doesn't hurt that the new AstraZeneca vaccine that has come out, this is a vaccine for the mass. I hope you understand. You know what they're going to charge per dose? $4. They said they do what it costs. That's what I've read. You do realize this one doesn't need to be super refrigerated. Room temperature. It has storage life. It's going to be the one, if they can get it in mass, that is going to be the choice of the EMAs, the emerging markets, for sure. I don't see how not. They don't have to go out and build all these storage facilities, and it's going to go across wherever they can get it because of that. It has an advantage. It doesn't have an efficacy rate as great as we're seeing on ours. When I say ours, the first two that came out, Moderna and Pfizer BioNTech, those hit 95%. Nothing wrong with 90%. In the platinum market, you can see how the trend keeps going to the upside, but you're overbought, not embedding, turning momentum down. You could easily pull back into this range to figure out what to do next. The palladium market has been stuck for now 2 weeks, fighting at the 18-day average of closes. There's nothing new to do in that market. You got to wait and see what it's going to give you. Last in the dollar index, I was really hoping it would get lower than this. It held the 9,200 level. There are so many traders that had looked at previous breaks in this area. I just kept reading trader after trader looking at the 9,200 level. It's too easy of a level. I happen to think it's going to get taken out before it's all said and done. We got the first today. Let's take this off the market. At the close of business on Friday, this is the important part. I want to go back to Thursday. Both numbers were not embedded there. Both numbers embedded Thursday. Embedded means both under 20. Both under 20 on Friday and on Monday. You have an embedded reading. This is how the market, and it's not open yet, we'll see what it looks like. I think the pros are going to sell this market until it loses that embedded reading into that 18-day average. If it gets lost, they'll come out. That's all the objective is if you lose the embedded reading. If the market starts reversing course, why not go back to under here. How will I have an idea if that 9,200's back in play? Let me give you a secret. Either on Tuesday or Wednesday, take out today's lows. Again, an outside day to the upside. If you take out the low of an outside day up, I look for the market to make a run at the closest of a main moving average, which are above the market, or down here, the lower Bollinger Band. That would be it. But I'm way ahead of myself. It hasn't done any of that, right? If you don't see these things that I bring to you, why not take my smallest vehicle, which is my morning futures video. At 5:40 in the morning, I review all the charts and bring you up to date with what's happened from Asia, Europe, into the US with the reports that are going to come on. The idea here is, let's assume you have an idea. I want to work with you on that, be it shorter swing trade ideas or longer term positions. I cover everything. 5 days a week, I'm looking at the daily charts, but if I see a weekly chart has done something, I will bring it right into the morning video as well. On Saturdays, included in this is my weekend update, which is all weekly charts for the longer term. So when traders, they ask me, Ira, why not something a little longer term? Well, I've got it for you. The weekly charts are it. The risks are often a little bit bigger, but you're looking at the bigger picture, and that's what a lot of people are after. My videos will play on the free application that we give you, the phone app, your tablets, or computer. If you watch on our website, you're going to see on the very bottom of every video, as I cover all the different sectors here, each one of them, when we look at it, there'll be a scroll bar. And as you scroll with it, the name pops up really large. And you know the section you're in. The reason I do that is not everybody wants to look at every different sector. I get it. But it'd be too hard for me to make a video just of stock indices, of currencies. Why not just roll through it and you can go back and forth at your leisure, or just drag on it and away you go. It saves me just doing that probably hours in the morning, and I can get this done 1, 2, 3, and it's 40 charts at a time. So it's not a little bit of information. The typical video, 15 to 25 minutes. Again, you go to the section you want, or you watch the whole thing. I get people that watch them over and over. So I want you to understand, they're trying to learn. $7.95 for the first 30 days. I think you can afford that. I don't think it's going to break the house. You would have been able to get into my today's videos if you're a subscriber for free. And when I'm talking today's webinar that we had at noon, and we had a full house. So if you like things like that, you want to get these parts, and you know I'm putting out a special update this week. That too would be free. It's all included. You're not a member, you're welcome to see it, but you're going to pay the price of a membership to get into it one time. Join. How do you do this? Go to our website. If you want to see today's webinar, go under Education. If you want to join, go under Research. It's all explained, and away you go. I'm Ira. You have a great day. I will talk to you all tomorrow.